Okay, first the baseline. Gonna do a time lapse here during a 12-hour period overnight to see how much voltage I lose with both 300 watt BESTEK inverters running. Temperature here in Iowa tonight will be around 20 degrees. I've got the truck idling right now. I'm gonna let it idle for about 20 minutes, make sure the battery is fully charged. Okay, we're showing 14.3 volts. Shut the truck off, turn on the inverters, and start the time lapse. Inverter 1 on. And inverter 2. Alright, I stopped the time-lapse baseline at 10 hours. Got up a little early, I wanted to check out the footage. So I stopped it at 10 hours. I'm at work now. I have the hot logic plugged into the BESTEK power inverter. I shut the second power inverter off, so it'll be one inverter on, one off, and the hot logic plugged in. In the hot logic Pyrex 6-cup bowl, I have 3 MRE packets and 10 ounces of water. I'll leave a link in the video description. See my other video about what would happen if a hot logic and the contents are left overnight in your car and everything is frozen. In this test here, the MREs are not frozen, the water's not frozen, everything is room temperature. This voltage test use will start at 6 a.m. I'll check it during my lunch hour and then possibly continue it throughout the day. I work a 10-hour shift, so if that does occur, then this will be a 10-hour voltage test. Okay, as you saw, I stopped the test after 5 hours at 11 a.m. I came out and checked the truck, and the voltmeter was flashing at 11.4. That did not come across in the time lapse there. And when it's flashing, it's telling you that the voltage has dropped significantly. In this case, I think, 1 volt is pretty significant. Just to review, I had 3 MRE entree pouches in the Pyrex dish and a 10-ounce water bath. So the end result, 5 hours of the hot logic running off that 300 watt BESTEK power inverter in my truck without the engine running, a 1 volt drop in voltage on the battery. The truck was still able to start. So the end result for me, with a fully charged healthy battery, I can use the Hot Logic Mini for 2.5 hours to up to 5 hours to cook my meal from either room temperature or frozen. Again, this test took place 30 to 35 degrees with overcast skies, so there was no sun beating down on the truck that was keeping this hot logic warm or anything. It was all the hot logic on the power inverter that did all the cooking today. On a side note, something that I didn't anticipate doing when I started this project, 5 hours later when I got off work, after I had shut off the hot logic, I opened it up to see how warm it was, how much heat did it retain in the case. Now, it wasn't hot, but it was not cold by any means. Could I have eaten these MREs? Absolutely. They were warm enough to eat. They weren't cold, but they were by no means hot. So it was a 5-hour cook time. They were blazing hot. Shut it off. 5 hours later, at 30-degree temperature, they were still just warm enough to eat. One last note, it was interesting to see that voltmeter fluctuate at about 3 hours into the cooking time. That's interesting to note that apparently there is a thermostat within the hot logic that will regulate the temperature once it gets up to, I believe its prescribed temperature is 165 degrees. As you can see with the voltmeter there, it was cycling on and off, which actually is a good thing to know that this thing is just not on all the time. Okay, that concludes my battery drain test with the hot logic with the engine off. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good day.